quarantine and uncertainty. Many of you have been impacted by the effects of COVID-19 virus and are feeling unsure of what to do with your careers. And turn to us for strategies to navigate through this as you take this time to build into a new career. New Horizons is here to help you as you develop your role into what has now become an IT-driven economy. For the past 12 years, our facilitator, Ruben Aguilera, has been employed with New Horizons, serving the community as an IT consultant and client advocate. During his tenure, and with support of our team, he has been able to help change over 1,000 lives by providing solution-oriented information technology, training consultation to our clients. Prior to working with us, Mr. Aguilera worked at Business Machines Inc. as a point of sale consultant slash project manager for 8 years. He started his career in the restaurant industry as a cook, and he progressively moved up to general manager, then to multi-unit supervisor. He understands and relates with how hard the hospitality industry has been affected by COVID-19 and is here to help. In a moment, Ruben will begin speaking to you. As you join the meeting, we ask that you keep your microphones on mute, but encourage you to use the chat feature for any questions during his presentation. We understand that everyone in this group is coming from different backgrounds, so if you have questions on your specific situation, please do not be afraid to ask any questions in the chat box. This meeting is being recorded and will continue to be recorded until we reach our Q&A portion. The question portion of this webinar will not be recorded to preserve confidentiality. We will send the recordings of this webinar to all attendees within 48 hours. We have technical support available to work through issues you may encounter. I now welcome Ruben to begin the meeting. Thank you.
Welcome, and thank you, Angie, and thank you all for joining us today through these difficult times that we are all experiencing. Today's talking points are, how could we bring the community together and help each other? What the impact of the COVID-19 is doing to us in general, personally and professionally. What's this term called social distancing now? The job market going forward. We also want to talk about upgrading your toolbox by gaining new hard skills. And for those that need to transition to a new career, we're here to help if IT is for you. And I've worked with a couple of different scholarship opportunities now that the job market is, a lot of unemployment is out there. They're putting more funding into the system for those that could benefit and transition into a career, either in IT or healthcare, perhaps. So this is how we arrived and where we are today. A bit of a timeline to share. I had no idea New Year's Eve, we were all doing our thing. December 31st, 2019, the government of Wuhan, China confirmed treating dozens of people believed to be pneumonia of unknown cause. On the 11th of January, 2020, China reports its first death. Moving on forward, January 23rd, 2020, Chinese government closes down the city of 11 million with virus spreading rapidly to other countries. January 30th, World Health Organization declared this a pandemic. 29th of February, the United States records its first death and announces travel restrictions. March 9th, the governor of state of Florida, DeSantis, he basically declared a state of emergency. And Friday the 13th, President Trump declared a state of emergency as well, a national emergency. On the 13th, state orders that all public schools close. And that affected us. For me personally, my daughter is now doing online schooling. I mean, she's on spring break now, if you want to call it that. But at the end of the day, she had to transition to online schooling as well. And as a result, on March 16th, New Horizons, we switched to remote learning, and we were successful in the Tri-County area to getting all of our students up and running really pretty much over the weekend and without many hiccups. So, kudos to us and our students for, taking that on. And on the 20th, state orders all restaurants switch to delivery and takeout. Now on the 25th, Miami-Dade County shelter in place order. So now, we could barely leave our houses. It's impacted the way we do business. Myself, I'm at home, doing this remotely where I like to be around people, talk to our clients personally and also our team. But it is what it is. We have to adapt. And this is kind of how it's impacted us. The loss of human lives. I mean, I have a slide coming up that kind of indicates that. The economic impact, the stock market, the businesses closing, millions of lost jobs, loss of freedom, like I said, forced to isolate, and this new term called social distancing. So what does it mean, social distancing? Well, social distancing is the practice of reducing close contact between people to slow the spread of this infectious diseases. So we're avoiding, for responsibility purposes to each other and not to get anyone sick, group gatherings, play dates, concerts, going to the gym, for those of you that go to the gym, mass transit systems, athletic events. The good news is we could still do things, okay? Take a walk, yard work, play in the yard, clean out a closet. I've been doing some of that. I'm sure you guys have been doing that as well. For those of you that are doing during this transition, cooking a meal. It almost sounds like back in the day when I was a lot younger, where this is what we did. I'm not going to date myself, but basically this is a lot what we did back in the day. So, but on a serious note, as you could see with this slide, 436,159 confirmed cases. Of that, 19,648 worldwide deaths. This was pulled today at 8:30 in the morning. As you can see, in the United States, we have over 55,000 cases confirmed of COVID-19, 802 deaths in the United States, New York being the largest state that's been impacted the most. And here's how it's impacted us, on the job side. Unemployment claims, according to Goldman Sachs, there's 2.25 million people that could file in unemployment benefits this week. So it's really taken the unemployment toll. And who's been hit the hardest looks like food and beverage. This indicates in the millions. So over 10 million jobs lost in food and beverage service, clothing and retail like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Dick's Sporting Goods, over 6 million jobs. Automobile services, so mechanics, car salespeople, memberships like gyms, they've been affected. Sports and entertainment. You saw that the NBA they stopped the season, they suspended it until further notice, and they may not play this year. But it is what it is. We have to take care of each other, So this is just one of the slides that how it's impacted individuals as far as the unemployment side is concerned. We wanted to share some resources with you as well, and I invite any one of you that's on this call to share with us as well, so we could add to this list. But if you need any help with filing for reemployment assistance, basically we could help you. I could help you personally. I work directly with CareerSource, and our CareerSource partners would be more than happy to help you as well. I heard that they just passed on the stimulus extended benefits for that. So I guess more details to come on that. Comcast free internet right now for the next 60 days. Florida Small Business Disaster Relief, FP&L is stepping up. Department of Education is waiving, a forbearance for a couple of months. It looks like 6 months from what I heard, but you could check on it yourself, and no interest as well. So a couple of programs that I work with, and I'll talk to you individually about them as well. with CareerSource as partners with them. It's called WIOA, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. It's a scholarship program for those that may qualify. You could get free tuition. You don't pay anything out of pocket to do our program, and it's a great thing. You know, because nowadays with debt, with education, it's expensive, but we know we have to invest in ourselves. So, but that's a scholarship program that we'll talk about a little bit more, and individually for those that qualify, you know, we'll talk about afterwards as well. I also work with another scholarship program called Project Lift. It's through OIC of South Florida, and basically they provide scholarships for onesies and twosies of classes to gain hard skills in these unprecedented times. So for those of you that are looking to gain new hard skills, maybe, you know, just do an AWS class, or, you know, a couple classes that's going to make an impact to get you back to work. You know, Project Lift, they have very similar qualifications than the WIOA scholarship as well. So we could definitely share that with you. A little bit about New Horizons. We provide training and staffing solutions to the community. We've been around we have over 300 locations in 70 countries, been around over 35 years. And we serve here, and I serve Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County and the Caribbean. So we serve locally here, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, serving the community. We're providing them training and staffing solutions. We are Microsoft's largest training gold partner because of our huge network, and Cisco and CompTIA as well. And for those of you that don't know who CompTIA is, or Cisco, we'll learn more about them as well. Because again, our audience could be mixed. It could be some have a technical background, some and they just need to upgrade their skills. Some, you know, maybe career transitioners, and you know, we want to be able to make sure that we level set. So additionally, we have an authorized Pearson VUE testing center at all of our campuses. Now they closed down as well, but they are going to an online platform called OnVUE. So that's details to come on that. So, you know, this way, anyone that's ready to take these international exams, they won't be stopped that will lead them to get these certifications. So here it just, you know, validates, you know, we're Microsoft's largest training gold partner. We work with multiple training providers, IBM, VMware, Citrix. And here's an example of a successful program that we've been blessed to be a part of at New Horizons. It focuses in on hardware, networking, and security and infrastructure. And we call it Networking Security Professional Preparatory Program. Last year, we were blessed to put over 200 people back to work in the Tri-County area with this program. In the program itself, it's an 18-week program. It has, for those of you that don't know, it has what CompTIA is Computing Technology International Association. Those in parentheses are the exams that you would have to take. Those are included as part of the program. We have to, you know, you would eventually have to get the certification. But what CompTIA A+ is, it doesn't matter where you take those exams, whether you take it in another country, you take it online through an authorized Pearson VUE testing center as what's coming, or you do it here locally. These are recognized as international certifications. And as a result, A+ is equivalent to being like a computer support specialist or an IT technician. The 1001 exam talks about or goes over hardware. It gets into you know, best practices. The 1002 exam gets into operating systems, different types of operating systems, whether it be Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS on the mobility side, or Android. So you take those two exams and you pass them, you'll be CompTIA A+ certified. That's an industry internationally recognized certification. So you are known as a computer support specialist or a field tech, or, you know, anything along the lines of IT technician. You would be known as once you pass that exam, okay? And that's with limited or no experience. For those of you that have experience, that's just gonna make you more marketable and give you that leverage. One thing I failed to mention, it goes into cloud and security as well. So each of these play a big role in going into cloud and security because those go hand in hand pretty much. The next class we have is CompTIA Network Plus. So the format of these classes are typically 3 weeks each, with the exception of Cisco, which is 4 weeks. And the reason for those 3 weeks and making tweaks along the years and to the program and to the time is to allow our students to take those exams. Maybe on the 3rd week as a brotherhood or sisterhood, you take those exams on that 3rd week if you're ready. And the idea is to be ready. We have a system. We'll talk about the system, but each of these classes are typically 3 weeks. That doesn't mean you have to take the exam, but it's fresh in your mind and basically it's possible. But again, it depends on time, how much time you put into it, and we'll get into that, the time management aspect of it. So the Network Plus is one exam. It's the N1007. Again, it's from the CompTIA, Computing International Association family. Basically, that goes into the fundamentals of networking, troubleshooting, maintaining, configuring a network. So basically, that's essential. An example would be like I send an email to a loved one and in another country, and you get that email or they get that email in nanoseconds. So what's the technology behind that? How do you troubleshoot it? How do you maintain it? And that's basically the CompTIA Network Plus. Next classes that follow is on the Microsoft Azure side on cloud, the cloud fundamentals, and also on the administration side. So AZ 900 is the fundamentals, and AZ 500, that's the exam for the administration. Then it's followed by another CompTIA family exam, which is a Server Plus. So that's going to go deep into the server, how to troubleshoot, maintain, install, diagnose, optimize the server, and protect it as well. And that exam never retires. So that's an SQU 400 exam. Then it goes into Cisco, which is a new version of Cisco. For those of you that have a technical background, you would understand that February 23rd, Cisco retired on the A level, the routing and switching. So now what they did is they call it Cisco Consolidated or Automated, where it has routing and switching, wireless, it has security, and additionally it has cloud built into it. So the benefits of that is that for those of you that are taking the Cisco exam now is you would be more marketable because it's not just role specific to routing and switching. So now you would have cloud, you would have wireless, you would have all these technologies that you would be able to take advantage of, and become more marketable as a result and more appealing to hiring managers. And lastly is the CompTIA Security Plus, which is a DoD 8570 compliant certification. A lot of government agencies and companies would require it, especially if you're doing anything security related. And what that exam entails and that technology entails is that it goes into compliance, it goes into the tools, and basically it gives you a start and how you're able to protect the network, okay? So if you put these together, these classes and you all get the certifications, if you think about it, it's going to validate that you know hardware. It's going to validate that you know operating systems, you know the fundamentals of networking, you know cloud and cloud administration, you would know how to manage servers and maintain servers and install them. You would know Cisco, on the routing and switching, cloud and wireless and security side, and also security to protect your network. So it's a very balanced program. We're going to talk about, what jobs could lead into it as well. So let me just admit this gentleman here. And our system on how we do this is basically, it's an 18-week program, okay? That doesn't mean that in 18 weeks you're going to get all those exams done. It could for some, but it doesn't mean you are. We give you a year from the time that you complete the program to get your all your exams done, okay? Our next class starts April 14th. As for those of you that haven't heard, we've gone to an online instructor-led course as a result of this COVID-19. And we successfully launched our first career track at night as of March 16th. So we migrated everybody over to the online platform, and we also had a new class start as well. So the benefit of April 14th is that for those of you that are living in Miami-Dade County, Broward, or Palm Beach County, you'll be able to join that class if it's something that you want to be able to take part of. And we're doing it online. It's from 6 p.m. to 9:40 p.m. It's running Monday through Friday, and it is instructor led, but it's online. So it's kind of like a similar situation to meet, speaking here. So our instructor will be teaching. You'll be following his lead. We have resources to go ahead and help you, and not only to help you learn it, but you're going to learn to apply so you could pass the exams. So no matter what questions thrown at you when you take those international exams, you're going to be able to answer it with confidence because you know the material. So we have a system. If you plug into it, you'll be successful. The part of the other resources that we provide is the instructor will provide you with a shared folder. Additionally, there's reading content, video lecture, labs, quizzes, and unlimited practice exams. So we don't give you a letter grade here. It's not like a school where it's A, B, C, D. The way we know you're ready to take an exam is we provide you unlimited practice exams. So we ask you to score an 80% or above. Okay, and once you do that, we give you the authorization to take the official exam. And again, you would take it at their authorized testing center, whether it be on site or, because of COVID, through OnView online. Okay, but these are international exams that lead to international certifications. And what we do is we give you, once you take that exam, you pass it, great. But let's say that for whatever reason you didn't pass the exam. Well, we give you a peace of mind. We give you one more chance to take the exam, and this way, you're able to take it, pass it successfully. Our software that it will give you a printout of what you did well, what you didn't do as well, but the part of the software and resources that we provide, it allows you to go into the software and actually take a few questions out of it. And it tells you, okay, I didn't do so well, let's say on subnetting. Okay, so let me just take all these subnetting questions and I want to go ahead and just focus on these. So, the software, we tell you, it's advanced. It's very organized for not only for you to learn, but additionally apply and pass the exams. And our pass rate is 79% first timers that take the exams, they pass on their first shot. But if you don't, that's why we have that extra exam. Additionally, if you felt that this is a new modality to you, okay, a learning modality, and you wanted to retake one class or all classes, you could take those classes as many times as you want for a year once you complete the program. So, we have your back, and that's why we provide that as a service to you all. This is our Miami location. When all of our students were in, one of our, just wanted to share that with you guys. So you could see, they're empty now, but, everyone's online. But let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about, IT, the IT industry, the outlook and career pathways. So according to ZDNet, who's the source of this slide, this is the outlook from 2016 to 2026 for computer and IT jobs. It's a little bit, murky right now with what's happening out there, but, you'll see that it will eventually get better. And right now, let's say you're a computer support specialist, okay, it's growing at 10%. It's going, which is faster than average. Okay, so there's a lot of techies that are needed, especially during times that all of these remote offices are, need to be troubleshooted, maintained, they need to be implemented. So there's a lot of opportunity there for computer support. Additionally, as you could see, if you want to progress into networking and computer system administration, it's still growing faster than average at 6%. But here, the biggest one on this chart, it says 28%, but I know I have new data that supports 32% according to the BLS. I'll show you on another slide. So information security analyst from 2018 to 28, growing at 32%, which is huge. Right now, I don't know if you guys have heard a lot of companies and government agencies are getting hacked into. Recently here in Florida, well, it had to be Florida, right? Lake City, Florida, population 150,000, they were hacked into, and they had to wire, it was called ransomware. They had to wire, I think it was millions of dollars in Bitcoins in order to get their files back. They had to hire, outside consultants to come in and protect their network, because I guess they didn't have the staff to do it. And sure enough, they had to provide that money to get those files back, make sure that those files were decrypted and everything was working fine, so that they could get back up and running. But that happened here, Lake City, Florida. I think it's north of Orlando and south of Gainesville. So, but it happened in our backyard. So, a lot of demand for cybersecurity professionals. This simplifies it more, as you guys and gals know that are on this call. Let's say you start off with computer support specialist. You could go on to Microsoft Systems Administrator, then into Network Systems Tech, PC Tech, into cybersecurity. The great news about being in this industry is that it is almost recession proof. I mean, we're being battle tested right now, but it is almost recession proof. Even if you're not working for a company, you could still do side jobs as long as we're able to either get outside or do something remotely, but the good news is that there is growth. And the top two sectors right now is healthcare, because of what's going on right now, and IT. You can't go wrong with either one of those. On the IT side, you could take this anywhere you go, whether you stay in Florida or you go to another state or you go to another country. These certifications follow you along. Whatever you invested from the neck up will follow you, and the experience as well. So the idea is to follow a pathway, which we're going to talk about that a little bit. So this is the slide that we were going to share here with you guys from the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, where it shows computer support specialists. It's growing faster than average, 10%, and the median pay is $53,470. Now this is nationally. Okay, so that's median pay. I know each states pay less. Some states pay more. Some major metropolitan areas pay a little bit more than others. So, but basically that's the going rate right now nationally for a computer support specialist. And again, it's growing at 10%. Similar occupations, because a lot of these companies, they call it different, they have different titles, but it's the same meaning. So it could be service desk analyst, help desk tech, field tech, system support specialist. So those are, other similar job titles for a computer support specialist. So going into another, career path is networking and computer systems operator. It's growing as fast as average, 5%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Other similar occupations, network field tech, network field engineer, network support specialist. As you can see, it's $82,050 per year. Again, these are national statistics, and $39.45 an hour. And here you go with cyber. Okay, so as a cybersecurity specialist or security analyst with experience, you're looking at it shows on-the-job training less than 5. 5 years probably a good number, but it shows there $47.28 an hour, $98,000 a year, and 32%. That's the big, much faster than average. So it's skyrocketing. So those of you that want to follow that path, that's the path to be in. I mean, there's contract jobs, but there's stable jobs and sustainable jobs. So that's basically what we're looking to do, is get you something, help you get something sustainable. But again, to get into that program is going to be a program that you have to have experience, and there's a path that leads to that. Computer network architect. I mean, if you have cloud and you have the security side, the rule of thumb is to try to continue your education. Okay, doesn't matter what industry you're in. So if you're an accountant, you have to keep up with your CPA, and you're a CPA, you have to keep up with your continued education hours per year in order to keep your license. Same goes for IT. Okay, and the rule of thumb is to keep your certifications active, the ones you've secured and obtained, but additionally, try to pick up 2 or 3 a year, because you're picking up new technologies. As we blink our eyes, technologies continues to change, and we have to stay abreast of technology. And the way we do it, instead of telling people we know or showing that we have experience, we show it by getting a certification or two. So I would highly recommend you stay on course, just like any other industry. Medical doctor, they have to stay on top of their license as well, and no different on the IT side. So our career services team, let's talk a little bit about that. At New Horizons, we provide training to companies that need employees to be trained on whatever initiative they may have. It could be as simple as something like Microsoft Excel or Word or PowerPoint, or something more technical like Microsoft SharePoint, Cisco, VMware, AWS. But as a result of training our companies, we provide complementary staffing to them. So if they're hiring, managers are hiring, what we do is we connect you to them. As a result of coming through this program, you have 1 or 2 certifications, minimal. What we do is we update your resume. We get it more IT friendly, more bulleted. We have a nice resume format that we use, matrix style, that seems to work very well. And additionally, we prepare you, because we're sending you to these companies that we already train. And we want to make sure we send the right person to the right company for the right opportunity. So if we need to do a mock interview with you, we have mock interviews scheduled online that we do, or in person, depending on this COVID outbreak, what happens with it in the near future. We also review your portfolio. So anything you have on a portfolio, I don't know, raise of hands of how many of you all have a portfolio. Do any of you guys have a portfolio, and gals that are on this call, that we could see? Well, those portfolios are critical, because that's going to separate you from somebody else. So if you have a portfolio, you could put anything in there, any accolades that you've had, any any awards that you've won, anything technical, any educational, your certifications. Believe it or not, on mine, I put from my 6th grade presidential award, I put it in my portfolio, because I thought it showed that at that time I was athletic, right? And that that I was energetic as well. So that was then, and I highly encourage you all to do it as well. And these are some of the companies that New Horizons trains, and additionally that they hire our clients that come through our program. The U, Burger King, Miami-Dade County, Carnival Cruise Lines, Baptist Hospital. So we do a lot of training with these companies. Like I said, it could be something as simple as Excel, or something more sophisticated on the technical side. But we do training, and they also hire our students that come through this program. And we also work with the government side, Lockheed Martin, Southern Command. To validate what I'm saying, I welcome you all to go online to our reviews and read through those reviews. I mean, we've been doing what we do for quite a long time, servicing millions on the training side and providing complimentary staffing. Obviously, we're not perfect, but I think we do a pretty good job, and I think those reviews will validate it as well. If you do intend to come into the program and we do a great job for you, definitely drop us a line as well, and you're part of our family. So, and also, if you know somebody that could benefit from this program, as I mentioned to you before, there's a lot of funding that's going to come in through the unemployment side for scholarships. And for those of you that are either impacted on a cruise line, whether you have a technical background or whether you're going to be doing a transition, a career transition, and you know somebody that's affected by it as well, please share my contact information. We're here to help. Our support team, I think this is probably one of the most important departments we have, our training and student experience team, along with our instructors. They really do a great job, led by Charlene Talbot and Darnell Daverman. You know, we have a great team, and they're the ones that help you update your resume. They're the ones that help you find work. And as a result of coming into our programs, minimal, we have to put 60% of the individuals back to work. And I have to attribute it to this team as a whole. I would say as a whole, because it's not just, you know, what they do, the great job that they do, but bringing in the individuals that we bring in, they have to be the right individual. This isn't just anybody coming into our program. It's an acceptance process. We want to make sure that whoever comes into the program, they're professional, they have fire in their belly. It's someone that, you know, they're going to see this program through. And at the end of the day, you know, most of them do. We have a great retention. It's not like a high school or a college where you drop out. I mean, we have a great retention within our program. And more importantly, we help individuals find work. We have to put over 60%, and with some contracts, we have to put over 70. We strive for 100%, and we're well above the 70% mark on placing our individuals that come into our program. So, and that's in the Tri-County area, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach as well. Some of our instructors that you will meet at some point, and our support team as well. Our IT team and center management team. You met Angie, she's over here. Thank you, Angie, and Ryan. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about funding solutions. I briefly spoke about the WIOA scholarship. Those of you that are impacted right now, whatever county you live in, I can help you. I've worked with the Career Source Centers for the past 12 years as a liaison between New Horizons and Career Source. So I could tell you that, you know, ask me any questions, whether it's on this call or, you know, we set up a one-on-one. I could help you get a scholarship. And if I can't, you know, we have other options. We have tuition options, which is in-house flex pay. If you're looking to invest, this might be the right time because of these unprecedented times where we need hard skills. And if you're looking to do your return on investment, we all have to at some point invest in ourselves. So whether this is the right time for you or not, that's something that you have to, you know, come to terms with, and it's a critical time in our lives. So we will help you. We always lead first if we're able to help you, whether it's getting a scholarship or whether it's getting a scholarship through WIOA or OIC. We also partner with the VA, where you could use your post 9/11 or vet tech. For those of you that have vet tech available, if you don't, we have veterans representatives on our staff that they'll help you. So we basically will have a way to make this work. We also are offering a scholarship for those that were hit hard on the hospitality side. So we're doing an internal scholarship for those that are hit hard in the hospitality side. And also we have a big push for women in information technology. You know, in November of last year, we launched a Women in IT program, which was scholarship through Career Source. We were awarded the scholarship, and there were some lucky women that were able to participate in the program. They graduated March 6th. They have a few certifications, and now they're in the pathway, you know, to us helping them find work. And very exciting times for them. And, you know, any women I encourage to come into the program. We have over the 100% of the workforce in IT in the United States, 79% are men. 21% are women. So there's a big push to getting women into the IT industry right now. So, so what are the next steps? So the next steps is I want to try to answer any questions you have. Okay, I feel free to answer, you know, ask anything. We're here to a very informative session. And I want to be able to answer the questions. If it's going to be more one-on-one stuff, I mean, I'll reach out to every single one of you that's interested in pursuing this program. I enjoy doing what I do. I'm blessed, you know, I'm healthy. We just have to adapt, and I'm hoping the best for all of you as well. And I wanted to thank you all for being on this call. My contact information is there. Also, remember, if you want to share any resources that was not on that screen that you could share so we could synergize, that would be huge. But with further ado, I want to thank you all. And Angie, you know, if you could moderate and just let us know if there's any questions that we have.